Leave Aberfeldy heading west, and after a few short miles, travelling alongside the final reaches of the River Tay prior to joining the Loch, you pass Croft Morgue, which is one of the most imposing prehistoric monuments in Scotland. It consists of a double circle of standing stones set on a 190-foot diameter stone platform. After a couple of miles, you arrive at the village of Kenmore. In the early 16th century, Kenmore was no more than a ferryman's hut at the head of Loch Tay, but later that century, market fairs attracted more inhabitants to the area, as did the completion of the bridge over the Tay in 1774. The arched entrance to Taymouth Castle dominates this little estate village. The castle was built between 1801 and 1807 on the site of the original Balloch Castle by the 4th Earl and 1st Marquess of Breadalbane, and this is one of the finest Gothic Revival buildings in Britain. However, today the castle lies empty and was on the market a few years ago with a £4 million price tag. It has been a hotel, military hospital, school and civil training centre. But the future of the seat of the once powerful Breadalbanes is uncertain. The castle hall, say big and braw, is also strictly private. Whilst perhaps a reminder of the grandeur of its past, it seems sadly to better illustrate a lost way of life. Rising high above the village of Kenmore and Taymouth Castle is Drummond Hill, thought to be the site of Scotland's first managed forest, planted in the early 17th century by Black Duncan, the Laird of Breadalbane. Indeed, the reintroduction of Capercaillie in 1837 was amongst the mature pine of Drummond Hill, and is one of the very few places it can still be found, as numbers nationally are in serious decline. Our largest woodland bird, a mature male, can weigh 17 pounds and will protect its territory exceptionally boldly, attacking dogs, people and other wildlife. In the spring they perform spectacular courtship mock battles. This is part of Tay Forest Park, with Black Rock Walk and Taymouth Walk both clearly signposted. The network of forest roads here is accessible to walkers, bikers and trekkers. It may be hard to get to some of the best views, but they are worth it. Please obey the warning signs in this working forest. Seers or predictors of the future are a phenomenon characteristic of the Highlands, and one of the best known was the Lady of Lourdes, who lived a few miles away in a now imposing ruin on the shores of Loch Tay. Her prophecies are said to have been recorded during her lifetime in the Red Book of Balloch, a barrel-shaped volume with 12 iron hoops, which lay for many years in the charter room at Taymouth Castle, but is now, alas, lost. The powerful Earls of Breadalbane owned 500,000 acres at the turn of the century. The predictions of the Lady of Lourdes have come true regarding the House of Breadalbane. In time, the estates of Balloch, which were put together in hides, will be put asunder in lace, as the land was subsequently sold off in small units, often to tenant farmers, but acquired in vast tracts by force or marriage. She also predicted the estates of Balloch will yield only one rent and then none at all, and that the last laird will pass over Glenogle with a grey pony, leaving nothing behind. Indeed, in 1948, the 9th Earl travelled over Glenogle, having sold the last of the estate, accompanied by a little grey pony led by the gardener, Jimmy Anderson. Continue along this single-track road, which, as it runs close to the shore, reaches a most unusual thatched building, situated in the loch. Koenigs are ancient loch dwellings, built as defensive homesteads some 5,000 years ago, and used up until the 17th century. There were 18 on Loch Tay alone. Underwater archaeologists have built a replica where exhibits, guided tours and ancient crafts bring the Iron Age to life.